It's a heist that stunned the art world and baffled law enforcement for decades. It's centered around the theft of an iconic oil painting called Woman Ochre. The day after Thanksgiving, 1985, the painting was slashed from its frame and stolen from the walls of the University of Arizona Museum of Art. The painting, worth millions of dollars, was missing until 2017, when it was discovered during an estate sale in New Mexico.
But that's not the end of the story of Woman Ochre, the man who spotted this masterpiece set in motion the chain of events that led to its recovery. Brooke Wagner takes us inside the heist and restoration of this prized painting.
Every time I go by the art museum, I think of that particular day and what an impact that it had on the campus and really the art world.
The subject of one of Tucson's most enduring mysteries, Woman Ochre, an abstract work by Willem de Kooning, famous for being missing.
I always held on to that hope that the painting would be returned.
It's finally back home at the University of Arizona Museum of Art, where it was slashed from its frame in 1985.
Likely no one saw that painting for, decades, the way it was hung.
Walked into the bedroom and I reached down to pick up a piece of the dresser, and that's when I moved the door. So I was crouched down and I moved the door and I looked up.
A few years ago, a New Mexico antiques dealer discovered it in the estate of a woman who, along with her husband, is suspected in the heist, but they died before anyone knew they had the piece.
When I found the article online, as soon as I pulled that picture up, my heart just stopped, because I instantly knew. I just knew. It had me terrified, the whole time we had it. But yeah, there was something about this painting.
He was so clear. You could tell he really believed he had the painting. He gave us all of the information we needed.
He started to provide more and more details of the photographs of the painting, the fact that it wasn't a poster, it was actually a painting, and measuring it up and figuring out that it matched exactly was pretty phenomenal. It was unbelievable.
After years of restoration at the Getty Center, Woman Ochre returned to UA under cover of night with a police escort, the pampered sole occupant of a semi-trailer. Museum Registrar Kristen Schmidt was there for the uncrating.
The highlight of my career is the return of this painting, and so to have it as part of my body made sense.
Schmidt asked her tattoo artist to interpret Woman Ochre on her arm. Just one lasting impression of this mystery solved. A crown jewel returned may sound like the end of this thriller, but for a new generation, the curious and art lovers around the world, it's just the beginning.
I just can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here.
To have it back is, there are no words.
Woman Ochre's full circle saga is bringing together art and mystery lovers old and new, recruiting fans with its cinematic arc of redemption.
The way it's restored a lot of people's faith in generosity of strangers.
So it's not just painting on a canvas, it's an incredible story.
The motive in this case is still not clear. The FBI considers the case closed, but says it could be reopened if new information comes to light.
And this crime is very unusual in nature. According to the museum's website, most art thefts are committed internally, and art is most often stolen from storage areas rather than exhibitions.